Hey everyone, and welcome back to another Jay the One-Eye Gamer. Today's video is going to be about the massive amount of information we got on Warriors Orochi 4 over this last week because of the stream that happened, as well as the Famitsu article showing us the last two newcomers to join the cast. We know the identities of all 5 new characters being added to Warriors Orochi 4. We also got one new deification form revealed for a character I was not expecting for. We also got the reveal of 2 new treasures and essentially how the main hub is going to work for Warriors Orochi 4 and how you can interact with that. But without further ado, let's jump into things, shall we? So during the live stream, which I unfortunately missed the vast majority of, I was only able to catch the last like 20 to 15 minutes of the stream. After the stream, I got to find out that the first brand new character we got was Perseus. And Perseus, for you guys who don't know, he is the son of Zeus. He's a demigod. He's part human, part god. He's never been a god. He never obtained godhood status. He is mostly known for, if you guys have ever watched the classic movie Clash of the Titans, that's his story about how he traveled to kill Medusa, use her head to then slay the Kraken. He also went on to slay even more monsters. And fun fact, he's also Hercules' great-grandfather. Essentially, with Perseus, we found out he's the one that apparently took the treasures away from Zeus and gave them to the mortals. We also know that he's rebelling apparently against his father as of right now. We don't know to what extent he's doing this. We don't know if he's teamed up with Orochi, Kyuubi, Hundun, and the other villains. We don't know if he's like an antagonistic force to the mortals, because we know apparently he's picking a fight with his father and his siblings. As you can see in the one screenshot, he's actually fighting Athena. It sounds like he's mostly taking a very antagonistic role towards like the gods, but we don't know what it's like for him and the mortals. Perseus' design, I'm not the biggest fan of. I mean, I can take it or leave it. He looks kind of Greekish with the toga on top, but other than that, I think the rest of him looks a little more modern. Did not expect him to have blonde hair, but I guess they're going with the motif that since he is Zeus's son, he would have, I guess, some characteristics of Zeus. Other than that, we find out that his weapon is called the Tree Spear. As you can see in the one screenshot, as the name suggests, he has the ability to summon like branches and roots from a tree in his combos, and they do look pretty interesting. But since we also know he's also the guy that took the sacred treasures, we can also see in some of his combos he's able to summon sacred treasures like the Levin sword in this, where he's able to use it on the roots to cause fire root, or the other one where he's able to call out the little treasure that is able to shoot out like that Kamehameha wave style attack. So he's able to freely access all of these. Very interesting to see how that's going to work. I'm pretty curious as to why he was picked. I thought if we were going to pick a Greek hero, it would have been Hercules, but at the same time, I guess it kind of makes sense because Perseus was one of the first like hero slash monster slayers of ancient Greece. I don't know, it's going to be interesting to see how he like plays and interacts with his like family members and the other gods, so I'm looking forward to that. So Perseus' design for me I'd give it like a B. Next we move on to a character I was hoping to be revealed, and I was very happy when he was, and that is Ares, the god of war himself. And I kind of figured he was going to be in the game. I didn't think he wasn't going to be into it because he's a god of war, and for being a game about warriors, we don't actually have any gods of war in the game. I mean, yes, Guan Yu is considered a god of war, but that was because he was deified by a later dynasty, and Kenshin says he's pretty much the embodiment of Bishamonten, which is the god of war. We also have Susanoo, but Susanoo, if you guys don't know, is actually a thunder god in Japanese mythology, not a war god. So we actually don't have any war god deities in the game so far, I think. If I'm wrong, please feel free to let me know, but I'm pretty sure the other mystics aren't war gods themselves. I think Ares is the first legit war god, but like I said, let me know in the comments if I'm wrong. Ares' design shares some design with his father, Zeus. He's got the griffin or Pegasus wings that are on his shoulder and come down his back. He looks like he's wearing less of a toga. It looks like there's a open circular part on the chest area where his chest is exposed. It also has a red gem on it. His hair is also brunette as opposed to blonde like his father and his brother and sister, which I find interesting, but I guess that's a way to make him seem a little more unique. That about does it for his looks. I would say I give him a B. I thought he would have been wearing like hoplite armor, and I thought his weapon would have been like a shield and spear like the hoplite. I mean, this weapon is kind of interesting because it looks like he took the head of some dragons, literally fused them onto his sword. He's just wielding them, and they're like living creatures. Like, I'm sorry, when I look at the one weapon at the bottom right with its mouth open, I feel like it's just going, ah, feed me. I don't know. I just find these weapons funny to look at. That's my personal opinion. And as you can see in some of the screenshots, like the one head is summoning like an energy ball. In another screenshot, we can see he summons one of them and is actually riding them across across the battlefield, which kind of does look kind of cool. Yeah, and then we find out his personality is essentially, he's kind of like Susanoo in the fact that he doesn't really trust the mortals. He thinks that humans should be like ruled with an iron fist, and apparently he doesn't like how his father Zeus is like all casual and happy-go-lucky with the mortals. So that's going to be interesting to see how he probably deals with the rest of the cast as the game goes on. Maybe his viewpoint would change like how Susanoo's did in Warriors Orochi 3. So I'm very interested to see how that goes. Next, we get a character I was not expecting, but I think a lot of other people were if they saw that one image that had Zhao Yun, Yukimura, and Zeus on it. In that picture, there was a figure behind Zeus, and it looked like kind of a pirate a little. So everyone was thinking it's probably Poseidon. Other people thought it was Odin, and it is in fact Odin. For you guys that don't know who Odin is pretty much the equivalent of Zeus in the Norse mythology. He's not a lightning god. He's also, I think, a war god himself, but he's considered the father of the Norse gods. As we can see with his design, he looks kind of young. From what we understand is, it sounds like this is his look after what happens to Ragnarok. And if you guys don't know what Ragnarok is, pretty much it is the end of days for the Norse mythology, but really what it does, it just resets everything, so everything goes right back to how it began. They're saying that this looks like Ragnarok has already happened, so time is resetting, and it looks like this is a much younger Odin, and apparently he's found his way into the Orochi dimension, and he's taken a very strong interest in the treasures and some kind of power that he wants for himself for an unknown purpose. So it's going to be very interesting to see what he does, because that's going to put him on a course to conflict with Zeus, because obviously Zeus wants the treasures back. So he might ally himself with Perseus, who also might ally himself with like the other bad guys of the series, like Orochi, Kyuubi, Hundun, all those lovely characters. I'm just curious to see how the story is going to turn out. As we also see in the picture, he's riding on a spear, and that is in fact his legendary spear, the Gungnir, which is known to never miss its opponent. I don't know what his combat's going to be like. I think, judging by the screenshots, his combat is literally going to be like he's floating on the spear the entire time through battle, kind of like maybe how Sun Wukong gets his Nimbus if he's running. But essentially the combat looks like he's just going to be throwing Gungnir at the enemy, or he's going to be able to manipulate it to some extent, as we can see with the screenshots. It looks like this last screenshot might be a piece of his moveset where he pretty much like, it looks like he throws Gungnir into the ground and is able to call forth like a purple energy blast to hit multiple characters. It's going to be interesting to see how he plays and how he actually interacts with the story. That essentially does it for our 5 brand new characters. To run that down, they are Zeus, Athena, Perseus, Ares, and Odin, who is the only Norse god representative, which I was not expecting. Those are our 5 brand new characters for Warriors Orochi 4. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Are you cool with these picks? Were you expecting any of these, like Ares, Odin, Perseus? Because like I said, I personally wasn't expecting Perseus. Let me know what you guys think about that in the comments below. Next, we're going to talk about the deification form of a certain character I was not expecting to get one, and that is Guan Yingping. I was expecting Wang Yuanji to get the pretty much female lead Dynasty Warrior representative role with a deification form. I find it very interesting that Guan Yingping won that, or they picked Guan Yingping. I didn't know she was that popular. I thought Wang Yuanji was more popular than Guan Yingping in Japan, or I thought Koei Tecmo liked Wang Yuanji more than Guan Yingping, so it's very interesting to see why she was chosen. I kind of like the design. I like how it's full of like color, like the white and the green. She reminds me a little of Yue Ying's color scheme with that. I also like the silver metal motif going around and flowers all around her, even in her hair. I think it's a nice design. I'm looking forward to seeing it more in action. And from what we also understood from the live stream, or what I was able to see, is deification form works as a somewhat, it looks like an enhanced rage mode setting, because you get a certain crystal by defeating a certain enemy, and then you activate your deification form. But unlike my previous speculation, instead of getting an entirely brand new move set, what you essentially get, it looks like, is just buffs to like maybe your attack, defense, and speed, and a brand new moveset animation. With Guan Yingping, she essentially forms a mirror and she dances on it, which is a wide spreading moveset attack and hits multiple characters. So I'm led led to believe that the rest of the deification forms are pretty much going to get the same effect. They're just going to get a brand new moveset animation and probably just like stat buffs for the limited time that it's activated, which is kind of disappointing because I thought, you know, if you're going to only give this form to certain characters, then maybe you would have made them unique or something else, like maybe gave them some different movesets or changed up certain things. But that's all I could see from the live stream myself. That could be the case in the end game, but I don't know. As for the last three characters, I think, to be revealed with their deification forms, I'm still going to claim that Naotor Eel is going to be the Samurai Warriors representative for the female side. I think she's literally the most popular female character in Samurai Warriors. As for the last two after her, I still stand by it. I think it's going to be Lubu and Tadakatsu, only because they're pretty much fan favorites. They're also touted as being like literally the strongest members of their respective game franchises. It'll be interesting if those three are the next picks. If not, I'll be very surprised, and I don't mind being surprised. If Lubu does get a form, I hope his is more of a demonic looking form as opposed to more like a celestial god looking one, because I think Lubu would look better in a more demonic armor set. So maybe he could be like Hades champion and like maybe get like demonic underworld armor looking. I think he would just look cooler in that. That's just my personal opinion. Then we find out about the two new treasures that were revealed. First is the Talaria, which are essentially Hermes' boots, and he is the messenger god of Mount Olympus. From what we saw also in the live stream, it's essentially looks like it kind of look like they work a little like the Sabatons, where they just do like dive kicks. I think you just do higher versions of a dive kick. That's pretty much what I saw and gleaned from them. We don't have any other like screenshots to go off of, but that's what I got from them. So hopefully we'll be able to see more in the future with these. And then the second one, the demonic pestle. I can't even begin to tell you what I think this looks like. It looks like demonic, like hourglass type of figure. From what we could see in the stream, Daji was able to throw it and able to use it as a pretty much like a bludgeoning tool. I don't know where that comes from. It looks very interesting, and it looks definitely like it came from the underworld. Maybe that'll play some key factor into it, but like I said, there's not any other screenshots of this in the other treasure, so all we can really do is just glean the information we were able to see in the live stream. Sorry about that, guys. Hopefully they'll show more of this as the future information trickles down. Next, we're told about the base, and essentially the base is going to be just like the base from Warriors Orochi 3. So essentially it's just going to be your main hub. You're going to be able to upgrade it. It's going to be the place where you're mostly going to be to upgrade your characters, your officers, the buildings, build friendships, all that lovely stuff, go into battles. They talk about how weapon forging is kind of going to be the same, I think, from Warriors Orochi 3. Essentially, you're going to break down materials, you're going to use gems. You want gems to build up other things with the weapon. You're going to have to break the weapon down. Pretty much standard fare for how the Warrior Orochi games usually go with how they build their weapons. They talk about base strengthening, which apparently you can use XP to invest in upgrades for the base itself, which will also benefit the characters and I think unlock special abilities for the characters as you go up. So there's a big incentive to pretty much max out the camp to see what you can get everyone. So that's going to be interesting, because all we did in Warriors Orochi Ultimate and Warriors Orochi 3 was the base. All it really was just a spot you went to buy weapons, use the tea house to upgrade, pretty much like conversation and supports with people, and also just to train officers to use XP. You didn't really interact that much with the base. You just got to change the base as I think the game went on. This, it sounds like the base is going to have some like customizable options, not that much, but just enough to, you know, make you feel like it's your base. We also find out about Training Journey, which is brand new, and apparently Training Journey is you're going to send out a group of officers, it looks like to be 3. Essentially what they're going to do is they're going to go out, they're going to come back with XP, but not just XP, they're also going to come back with sometimes like weapons, gems, maybe money and other things. It's also going to increase their friendship meter with them. So it sounds like this is going to take the place of maybe the tea house that was in Warriors Orochi 3. Plus you're going to get more from it, so that's always interesting. In other screenshots we can also see it looks like the Tokugawa are going to be playing a bigger role in the story, which leads me to believe I think they're going to be the first guys you interact with. They might actually be the first people you unlock. And it also looks like Wu might play a bigger picture in this, because most of the in-game tutorials seem to focus on like Tokugawa officers and also Wu officers. So that'd be very interesting to see how those two are going to like connect, or how much more presence they're gonna get in the story, or at least it looks like the early story. That's gonna do it for this update, guys. There was a lot of information to cover. Sorry this video is so long, but I just wanted to cover all the information now. We have all 5 of our brand new characters joining us. We got 1 new deification form, we got 2 brand new treasures, and we got information on how the base is going to work this time around. Thank you guys for watching. Oh, also, I just wanted to talk about that. I know this has nothing to do with Warriors Orochi 4, but I just wanted to say it because I was very hyped about it. I'm very hyped that both Simon Belmont and Richter Belmont are in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. I'm very hyped about that. I'm just going to throw that up here. I know that has absolutely nothing to do with Warriors Orochi 4, so I apologize, guys, but I'm just really hyped that a Simon Belmont got announced for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. I'm really looking forward to that. Anyway, guys, I want to thank you very much for watching the video. Please, if you like the video or any of the content I do, please leave a thumbs up on the video. It really helps out the video. It also helps out the channel. If you're new here, please feel free to hit that subscribe button. And if you do hit that subscribe button, please feel free to hit that bell button. It lets you know when my videos are going up via notifications. Please feel free to leave me a comment in the video. As always, are you happy with these 5 characters that they picked? Are you happy with the deification form so far? How hyped are you for this game? Because I'm personally really hyped for this. I can't wait to play this game. And if you don't want to hit me up in the comment section here, please feel free to hit me up on my Twitter. That will be in the description. I try to get back to you guys as fast as I can on either or. That's pretty much it for the character reveals. All we got left now are the deification forms. Here's hoping we won't have to wait too long for those reveals, but I'm looking forward to this. I can't wait for this game. This is like one of my most anticipated games so far of this year, next to Smash Bros. Ultimate, Soul Calibur 6, Valkyria Chronicles 4, and Senran Kagura Burst Renewal. So I'm looking forward to that. This second half of the year looks like it's going to be great for gaming. I'm rambling. I apologize, guys, and this video's probably gone on for too long. So anyway, guys, I want to thank you very much. I want you all to have a great day, and remember, let's rock!